Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the final on the Battlestar Galactica from the original TV series with Lauren Green. So, as the title says, I'm done. Everything is functioning. All the weathering is finished and everything is put together. The stand unfortunately came out a little wonky on the rod right here. It's kind of off to one side, so I had to kind of twist the ship a little bit to make it sit level, but it's working now. So I'm not going to light this up right now because honestly you don't see any of the lights or anything because of the color of the ship and the lighting. But I did do an entire series of photos that I'm going to have at the end of the video that will show the ship in its full glory and lit up and everything. Even some shots of the landing bays actually kind of came out, so you can kind of see how they look in the photos. I have a backdrop, kind of like a starry backdrop that unfortunately you really can't see the stars too much because it's all black, according to the pictures. But I'll post those here after the video. As far as my thoughts on this kit, Mobius did an excellent job at getting the detail down. This definitely is very close, if not a dead accurate replica of the studio scale. The greeblies, the attention to detail is magnificent. It definitely lends itself to a wash, as you can see. When I first painted this, all this blended in. You couldn't even say anything. I threw a dark wash on it, a dark gray wash, and it brought all this out. I'll flip it up a little bit, even did underneath as well. For a wash, I just took some dark gray acrylic craft paint. I watered it down and a little dab of dish soap to break the surface tension so it spreads a little better, and that's all I used. I had to gloss coat it first with a really good gloss coat, so you just wipe off the wash. Then I gave it a dull coat. Fit issues, I had a few. My main fit issue was when I was putting this center section together. Some of the pylons, because the pylons come in 4 pieces. Well, one of the ones, I think it was this one here up front, when I was trying to put it together, it seemed like it was twisted, so I had to kind of to force it in position, and I didn't think anything of it. And then when I went to put on the flight pods, the way they have the directions set up is you attach this piece right here, this whole section, into the flight pods, and then you put the flight pods up into here. I did that, and the flight pods didn't want to fit. I mean, I had to force them in position, and there was a bunch of gapping going on. Let me, my pointer here, right here, actually, yeah, this one, and the corresponding back here on this other side. There was this really big gap all the way around on both sides and front and back. The middle ones, not too bad. I was able to force them in position. But I had some really bad gappage going on here. And it just looked atrocious. And here I worked so hard on making this model look, decent. So I looked at it and I thought, you know what? I said, I'm just going to live with it. And, well, knowing me, that didn't happen because I kept looking at it and I kept thinking, no, I can't live with this. It's just not, it ain't happening. So what I ended up doing, because as you can see right now, there is no gap. I mean, I'll zoom in a little bit here so you can see, but as you can see, there is no gap at all. What I did was I had a bunch of these little styrene strips, same with different thicknesses, from Evergreen that I keep on hand. So what I did was I cut a bunch of these into small pieces, and I kind of just fit them all around this whole section covering up, like right here on this piece, down below it, was just completely open. You can see all the way underneath of it. So I put some styrene in there. I basically put styrene all around as greeblies. I built them up a little bit, gave them some points of interest, and I tried to integrate them into the existing greeblies that are on the ship. I did that to all 4 points, and I think honestly it came out really. Oops, don't do that. I think it came out really good. I definitely succeeded in my mission, which was to eliminate the gap, because now you can see there is no. I can't tell what my greeblies are from what's molded from the ship, to be honest with you. I know I can tell some of them are my greeblies. Like there's a dowel piece I put in there. I covered all that up. You can kind of see right there. That kind of square, like right on top of this piece right there. Kind of square where I blocked it off and closed it in. So that's basically what I did there, and it worked. It took some time to do it, to be honest with you. I mean, it took a good couple of hours. No, actually more than a couple of hours. It took me a good half a day to get all those covered up. So I did that, and then I just I re-airbrushed the base color onto it. Then I gave it a gloss coat, and then after the gloss coat, I put a new wash on it and let it dry and wiped it away, and the wash blended all of this perfectly. So now, I mean, I showed my wife this, and I told her what I did, and I said, "Can you tell where my greeblies are?" And she goes, "Nope." It looked like it was just, that's the way it was made. So I fixed that problem. Now, I don't know if this is a problem with all the Mobius kits of this type, or if it was just mine. If anyone else had that similar problem with these flight pods not fitting correctly to the pylons, let me know in the description, please. I'd like to know if anyone else had a problem, or if it's isolated. I don't know. And of course the decals, which everybody knows how the decals are on this kit. They suck. Some decals were a total bust. I had to paint them in, such as like here around the head area. All that was painted in. I was able to get away with putting, and right here on both, let me turn this around. This one and this one here, where these are painted in because the decal is totally disintegrated, and I think for being painted in and masked off, they came out pretty decent. It definitely took a lot of going back and forth, touching up here, touching up there to get them where they are now. The decals here on top and on the sides, they held. The ones that broke, I just took some red paint and covered them up. I was able to get the ones back here on. Some of those broke too. I had to paint them. So the decals were a combination of paint and decal, or just straight paint. And of course the base is complete. We all saw that. I showed that in my last video. I love how that base came out. And to my partners in the online store that we have for 3D printed parts, I will be sending you the files for these so we can put them up in the store. Probably tomorrow. So, other than that, those two little snafus, the rest of it was pretty fun to work with, and I did have fun building this model. I really did. Drilling the holes up was really relatively simple. I used a 0.5 mil micro drill bit, and for the fiber optics, I just so I took. You can buy these in the dollar store. There's those little base. It's a base, and it has a bundle of fiber optics that come out, and underneath is a RGB, and they're little night lights and they glow. Well, a tip from a fellow modeler over at Starfleet Model Academy suggested that you buy a bunch of those online. I think they cost like maybe $1.50, and it comes with the base. It comes with the bundle of fiber optics, which actually is in an insert piece that you just plug in and pull out. And it comes with the RBG board. I cannot talk tonight. Matter of fact, let me see if I thought I had. Let me see if I have. I thought I had a bundle kind of out and about here. If I could show you guys. Yeah, right here. I do. Thought I had these. So I don't know where the bases are at the immediate moment, but let me get one of these out here. So yeah, I was watching Walt at Starfleet Model Academy years ago, and he was he's the one that actually got me started on using craft paints, which, by the way, this entire model of craft paint, by the way, it is this color right here. This is just a very, very light gray, almost like an off-white that I mixed out of craft paint, and it sprayed beautifully. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. So I was watching Walt on Starfleet Model Academy, and he was talking about doing craft paints for his models, and he was talking about cheap fiber optics. And he said, and he posted the link in the description so I could find them, but get online, and I think you can look up fiber optic nightlight on Amazon, and it brings you up a bunch of these little cheapy star-shaped bases that has a switch, an RBG, or RGB, I'm sorry, I cannot, tonight's one of those nights, RGB board in it, and it comes with these fiber optics. Now what I like about these is they come just like this. This little insert, you just plop that baby in there like that, and then of course it all lights up and looks like that. The nice thing about these, and I've got like 10 of them, is you have a fiber optic holder and you have a ton of fiber optics, and these work great. These actually are about 0.5 millimeter, so I just drill a 0.5 millimeter hole, and I take one of these off the bundle and I cut into a strip about that long, little canopy glue, and I put it inside each one of the window holes I drilled out, and that translates the light perfectly. So that's an idea for anyone that wants to get some cheap fiber optics, is just go on Amazon, and I do believe look for fiber optic nightlight, and you'll find a bunch of these cheapy $1.50 or $1.75 little fiber optic nightlights, and buy a crap ton. I think honestly that's just about it. I don't really have anything else to say about this kit, except that I'm glad it's finished. And I did name it the Galactica, as you can see. I was knocking around the idea of calling it Atlantia, because it was the, besides the Pegasus, was the only other Battlestar that was featured in Battlestar Galactica. It was basically the Galactica, the Pegasus in a later episode, and then the Atlantia in the opening, which was destroyed, of course. So I was thinking about the Atlantia, and I thought, you know, let's go with the Galactica. That's what I want. Missed that spot. Anyway, yeah, so that's why I wanted the Galactica. I did have a little bit of seam filling to do with the connecting this rear section. Not so much the front section here. Let me flip it upside down and I'll show you. The front section, there really no seam to worry about. This back section right here, there was a nasty seam right going down this way. So I had to put a lot of filler around these pipes and all the way down. And I also had to add in some greeblies with my styrene, kind of like I did around the flight pods, here and up in here, to kind of eliminate that seam. I think I did pretty good. You can see, like, oh, sorry guys. Let me get my pointer again. Like right there. That's all agreeably that I put in there, and there's some greeblies and stuff right down on the side here. Just blend everything together. And on the top, I had to definitely put some putty in right along here as well, but it was pretty easy to do. I used perfect plastic putty, and then I just wiped it away after it was after I put it in there, and it filled in the holes and the pipe's nice. So, but anyway, that's really about it for the Galactica. If I had to rate this model kit, it definitely is not something I would give to a kid, to be honest, unless they just wanted a toy. But if you're like us, older, and are going for screen accuracy, I'd probably give this model about a, to be fair, 7. You know, the only reason why I'm saying that is because Mobius could definitely do better on decals. I think they really dropped the ball on the. And it's not just this kit, and I imagine their kits are the same way. I've got 2 other Mobius kits in my garage. I've got the original Viper and Cylon Raider, which I haven't built yet, and I'm pretty sure I don't have issues with the decals on those. So my piece of advice to anyone that has this kit and is planning on building it: scan the decals and make your own. You will save yourself a lot of grief. Pro tip of the day. So, but I mean, I did have fun building it, and I do like the end results. I think the end results came out really good. The good thing is I had some red paint that matched these decals fairly well, so I was able to touch up, like around the end of the flight pod here. They split at the bends, so a little bit of paint fixed that. So I'm thankful for that. But it was cute. I mean, it was an enjoyable build, and I really am very happy with how it came out. I love the forced perspective on the flight pods. That came out really good. I'm fairly happy with this. Are there things I could have done differently or would do differently next time? Yes, there are, especially in the construction point. My only other gripe, and this will be my last gripe for this model because it's already almost 20 minutes long for the video, is the stand. They give you this. I mean, this is not a light ship. This is fairly heavy. It's got some weight to it. They give you this little round base, which, by the way, on mine, the rod that comes with this metal base, which number one is a completely solid rod, this did not fit into this base. I tried. It didn't fit into the model either. So someone screwed up. This did not work. Luckily, I wasn't planning on using it. But they give you this little round base, and the model wobbly. Really, I mean, to me, it looked like it was ready to fall over. That's another reason why I designed this base. Was to give it a little more stability, and it did. It's perfect. So, Mobius, hey, let's work on bases. a little more stability there. Okay, I'm done with my rant now on this kit. So yeah, fun kit. I enjoyed it, and I love the end results. They came out really good. It'll be a nice addition to my collection. So, I think that's going to be about it. I'm going to cut this video off here. If you stay till the end of the video, though, I have a segment of photos coming up right after this. A lot of beauty shots of this ship with the lights on and everything, so stay tuned for those. They turned out really good. Also, I'd like to thank everybody for watching this build series. I hope everyone enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions, just drop them in the comment section below. And if you can, please hit that like button for me and leave me a comment. It really helps out my channel. And until next time, I hope you have a safe and wonderful work week, because tomorrow is Monday. And until next time, take care, and I'll talk to everybody later. Bye.